morning, everyone. Welcome to LuCookieKnits podcast. It is Thursday today, the 11th of August, and it's quite early in the morning. So, wow, this should be episode 9. So, welcome back to every returning viewer. I really appreciate you coming back. And hello and welcome to every new viewer. It was a really exciting week podcast-wise. Thank you for the shout-out, Mandelberg. It's really lovely what you said about the podcast. I really appreciate it, and I also really enjoy watching your podcast, and I hope that you will be podcasting some more in the future. Again. So today it's a little overcast day. The lighting might be not as good, but I wanted to podcast anyway because it was the only time it kind of fit into my schedule, and the only time I don't really feel that bad under my allergies. I found out yesterday that I am allergic to certain kinds of grasses and rye. So I didn't know that before. I only knew that I was allergic to something. I only hoped it would not be the cats, but God, thank God that they are not the cause of that. So that's everything for now, I think. Today will be a shorter episode. I was not feeling too good, so I worked on not that many things, and I only have a finished object. I don't have any enabling at all. So but in the Netherlands segment there will be prize winners announced for the cheddar thread that I announced. So if you want to see that, stay tuned until the end. So now I'm taking a sip of my lemon tea, and then I will start right with the works in progress. Okay, so first up is the Philosopher's Stone Mystery Knit Along by Erika Tchaikovsky, I think. I'm knitting this out of my hand-spun gradient BFL Cecil, and I finished this week the second clue. The third clue is already out, but I didn't get around having some knitting time that I could really concentrate because of my allergies, so that I am a bit behind. However, this is a spoiler if you don't want to see the second clue. Just skip a few minutes. That's how far I got. It's really hard to see down here the cabling because of the dark blue and the light that is not as it should, but then there are these cables coming up here and slightly getting wider, but only this part is cabled. So far I'm enjoying it, and I saw the third clue that the beads come into play, which I showed I think 1 episode ago or 2 episodes ago, not quite sure. So that's coming along quite nicely. I knit all of the dark purple, the lighter purple, and now I'm into the first light blue section, but I don't think the camera gets it really well, so there is a color transition about here. So the camera doesn't get it as good. And then I have a lot more blue, teal and green to go. I'm not quite sure where the second color will come into play because I have not enough of the first one. Oh, Cookie found a box. He jumped into it. yeah, so I'm enjoying this, and I'm knitting this on 3.5 millimeter US 4 knit prosings. They are a bit blunt at times, especially when you want to do this special stitch here, but yeah, it's manageable. Okay, so and this is in my Bling Your String bag with the kitties. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it, but I only can knit on it when I have like really some time I really can concentrate. Next up is my coffee bag by Knit, and in it I have my design project out of the soft silk, the Barrette silk I bought in Bonn a few weeks ago, and it's coming along quite nicely. So the cable is just a little small at this point. It's really scrunched up on it, but yeah, I think I might either change to another needle soon, or I just go with it. And yeah, so last time I showed it to you, I had the striped section and the first wedge polka dot section. Now I have a second striped section and the second polka dot section. So yeah, that is what I have left of the tail and the green. So I will do another striped section, and then we will have a look how far that gets me, and then I might either do another polka dot section, or I might start the border. I'm not quite sure, but that's that's generally my design process. I will knit a section and then check for what I have left, and then I will decide what is the next thing I want to do. So yeah, this is a crescent shaped shawl, which you can't see now because of the bunching up on the needle, but I really like how it knits up, and I also like the colors very much. Yeah, so it's really interesting to knit those lacy bits in a short row section, and then combined with the stripes, it's really fun. And this was mainly the thing I wanted to knit on all week when I was feeling a little better. So yeah, it has no name yet. I'm not quite sure what I want to name it, but it's really a summery thing. That really brightens the mood in the weather we have here right now. So we have here like almost fall weather right now. It's rainy, it's cold, it's foggy. Yeah, not that much fun. But anyways, yeah. Okay, so next up is in this bag, which tends to be the bag I have always some socks in. It's another one of the coffee bags by Knit, and it is also from a kid, and it is a really good shawl or sock sized bag. And yesterday I was desperately in need for some simpler socks. At the other pair, the aquarium meets neon pair, I am at a point right now where I have to do another color work, and I was just not feeling it, but I wanted to knit some socks. So I went to Deep Stash, one of the first sock yarns I ever bought in a little department store. So it's nothing fancy. It's Belana Marathon. It's it's a sock and sport superwash wool, and it's 75/25 wool and polyamide, which would be nylon, and it's a 50-gram ball with 210 meters. That should be a little more in yards. So it's basically a half skein, and I have another one here, and it's just dark blue, greens and red. I caked it up and I started a simple sock toe up, as I do, and I'm about to finish the toe. Yeah, so, and it will be just a crazy sock. I'm not quite sure if it will be for me or for my husband, but I don't have to decide that until I am about to do the heel, because his feet are just like 1-2 centimeters longer than mine. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure if I will do a pattern or something like really simple, maybe a blueberry waffle or something, but that's my simple go-to project sock now. Yeah, and so far I'm enjoying it. I was thinking that the wool might be of lesser quality, but it's okay. So it's a good sock yarn, and I'm actually quite surprised how good it knits up. It seems to be knitting up a little looser than normal, but I think that will be okay with soaking and blocking. It might bloom a little. Yeah, so just some simple socks, not determined the pattern yet, and as you might have seen already, I'm using my Knit Pro Zings 2.5 millimeters, which should be a US 1.5 maybe. Yeah, and the shawl before was on Knit Pro Zings on 4.5 millimeter needles, which is a US 6. Okay, so then I was thinking last week, I think on Thursday, the day before the Ravelry-thread, I need a Ravelry-thread project. I'm not in a team or something, I just felt like I needed something, yeah, I can knit while I was watching the Olympics. That didn't work out that well, because I took this project to the Wupperstrick meeting last Saturday. I think I will talk shortly about this in the live segment. But knitting and chatting this project seemed simple enough, but apparently isn't. And what happened is I messed up something, and since then I have not worked on it again. I'm just trying to put the stitches onto the other needle so that I can show it to you in a few seconds. Yeah, now it works. So I took a skein, not a skein, it was already wound up, of wool-mice lace yarn in the Mamba Zamba colorway, but it's one of those from the summer sale, and it says that this might be bleeding and has 2 knots. So it was one of those discounted skeins, but it's still 320 grams of lace yarn. And you might know, if you know the wool-mice lace, it is a little thicker than traditional lace yarn. So it has around 520 meters per 100 grams. That should be around maybe 550 yards. I'm not quite sure what it is in yards. But anyway, I swatched with the same yarn in purple, which I used for a cardigan that I knit for my mom on Christmas, I think 2 or 3 years ago. So I did a swatch and it fit the measurements given in the pattern of the blocking. So I was thinking, okay, that should work with the wool mice, although it is lace yarn. And I cast on for a Hitofuda cardigan. So I have only about two repeats knit. It is a little pulling in places, but it's green on green, and I really like how it knits up. But then I came to the, no, not this side, to the end of the row, on I think the last chart, or second to last chart row, on the second repeat, and it is off. And I saw that I did a mistake some rows below, where I have a yarn over where there shouldn't be one, or I have no yarn over and there should be one. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, so the stitch count doesn't make sense here anymore. So I have to go and fix that, and I was not really feeling it. So I should have been knitting on this while I was watching all the Olympics. During the last few days, but I couldn't because I have to fix this, and I'm not quite sure because ripping back is a pain in something here because it's so many stitches. And when I was casting on, I also was not really I was not maybe that well, I don't know. Because I read, crochet chain 60 for the yarns and then whatever for the rest. And what I did, I cast on directly on the needle with a crochet hook because I like it better, and I cast on 2 times 60 plus the third one. So I had 3 chains, and then only 2 were used, and I was really confused about that. So yeah, this is my spare cast on. I haven't done anything with this yet. I probably won't. But I think it's quite funny that I misread the pattern in the first lines. But so far I can see that it might be a really nice cardigan in the end. I'm a little worried about arm length and arm width because the arms will be the same with around here and further down the arm. Hey Cookie, don't sit in my tea. I don't like tea with cat hair. Yeah, so say hi. Say hi. Yeah, so that is my yarn tangled in Cookie's tail. This is my Hitofuda. I hope to fix this today, and then I can really use the yarn, the project as a Ravelry-thread project. I'm not planning on finishing it during the Ravelry-thread. I would be glad if I can get the arm part done during the Ravelry-thread. That's 16 repeats or something of delays. Hey Cookie. He wants to say hi. Or he just wants to sit on the table, I'm not quite sure. Hey Cookie, sit down. Pretty? Stinky? Stinky? Kann ich weitermachen? Ja? Dann beweg dich mal aus dem Bild. Okay, next up we have this bag, the Christmas bag you already know by Herbstblatt Regina, and in it is my blanket. So this is a Cozy Memories blanket. or as I call it, the blanket of 1,000 ends. And that might be the actual number of ends we have here right now. I didn't work that much on it. I only added one square. Or two. Not quite sure if you have seen this square already. This is some Dornröschenwolle, I think. It's a German indie dyer that is around for some time now. And this is from the socks I knit, the Guacamole colorway in Drops Farbe. Yeah, it's not. I had hoped that in the square there would be more of the pink and the orange in the yarn, but my luck, it was only the green and the brown. Not so happy with that, but it's okay. I might add a second square with the oranges and the pinks. But yeah, I haven't woven any ends, but I think you saw this already a week ago. It's 6, 8 by 6 squares now, with the 9th row column started, and I changed direction between this and this column. So yeah, and now as it is colder, I hope to work a little more on it, and I hope to find some right minis, because at the moment I have minis that are all kind of the same color range, and I can't put them next to each other. I could, but I don't want to. So what I'm gonna do is tomorrow I'm gonna dye up the skeins for the knit along, and I will divide one full skein I have to dye in 10, maybe more, mini skeins, so that I can I can dye them up as I want to, and I can fill in the colors I need for minis. Also, if you would like to do a mini swap or something, just contact me via Ravelry or YouTube or Instagram, so then we can sort something out, because I love to do mini swaps. Yeah, so this is my last working project this week. I can't believe it myself that I worked on only 5 projects, but that's what it is. And I will go on with the next segment, which is the finished object. Yeah, so I finished something this week. You might have missed the project already on the works in progress, but I finished my guacamole socks, and I really love how they turned out. So I think this was the first one you saw last week, and this is now the second one. Sorry, I have to fix something here. Yeah, so Cookie was lying on the telephone, and the telephone was beeping, and it was driving me crazy. So I don't know who he wanted to call, but he didn't manage to call anybody, but it was just beeping. So guacamole socks. What I used no pattern that is written up, but what I did was I knit the foot in. It's called American moth stitch. It is not the British one. As I learned, you have to be careful with that, because British moth stitch would be seed stitch in American terminology, as I learned. So I used the slightly bigger one, and it gives a more 3D texture that I really enjoyed. And then I did a gusset, but I did the gusset decreases down here, so that I could like incorporate the moss stitch pattern into the whole gusset, so you don't really see that there is a gusset, but there is one. And then I used my my often used and loved heel flap gusset and heel turn construction that you also can find in my patterns most of the time, where you knit the heel turn and then you knit the heel flap. And what I did for the heel flap this time was I knitted in garter, so I'm interested to see how this wears, and I incorporated a little braid cable on each side of the heel flap. And what I then did is a 2x2 ribbing for about 20 rows, and yeah, so that is some shorty socks for me. I don't really like long socks, and before I was often afraid that, okay, so you have 100 grams of sock yarn, and if you want to knit socks you have to use like most of the yarn. And what happened then, I knit my socks longer, and I tend not to wear them that often. So I was figuring, now that I have scrap blankets going, and I could also use 2 leftovers for 1 pair of socks, whether I don't know, striping or doing some color work. I'm totally okay with doing shorty socks, and I tend to wear them more often. So this is the second sock. I did the same, cables, heel flap, in garter. Yeah. So this is my finished object for the week, and with that we are almost through the podcast because I don't have any enabling this week. I will have a short knit along section now, and then after that I will have a little live section and we're ready. So yeah, see you in the next segment. Okay, knit along section. So the first knit along that is running in my Ravelry group is the Herbstblatt along, and it is running from the 15th of June to the 15th of September. So there is quite a month left to enter. Yeah, so I really encourage you to do so. The first prize for that knit along was I went into the cheddar thread on the 5th of August and looked around and drew a winner from the cheddar thread. And this is for one of my single patterns in my Ravelry store, and I went to random.org and inserted posts 3 to 10, and the generator told me number 6 had won, and number 6 is Anvita Sina, which is Anvita from India. I hope I didn't butcher your name. So if you see this, please contact me on Ravelry and say that you have seen this. I will not contact you for maybe 2 weeks, and then I will contact you and say, hey, you want something. But I'm pretty sure you will see this before that. And yeah, congratulations for that. So this knit along is for anything you knit out of Herbstblatt Regina yarn, or you use one of her patterns for the knit along. So yeah, feel free to enter anything you started even before the 15th of June. Just if you have finished it after the 15th, yeah, please enter it. It is a combined cheddar and finished objects thread because I wanted to see everything and be able to comment on everything. Yeah, again, congratulations, Envita, and please contact me. So the second knit along that is going on currently in my group is the Connecting Continents knit along that I'm co-hosting with Tiffany of the Knitting from the Mitten podcast. As I said, I'm planning on dyeing up yarn as price for that tomorrow, which I will then send out to Tiffany. If you're seeing this, Tiffany, I have seen your message on Ravelry. I have not forgotten about it, but I did not come around answering it yet. I know it's quite some time now, but yeah, I hope you're not mad at me or something. I just have not answered it yet because I was not quite sure about when I was able to dye and something. Yeah. Anyway, so this knit along is for projects that you knit out of yarn from one place and a pattern from another place. So what I did was I knit the Pure Joy by Hori Locatelli, and then I used German indie dyed yarn by Bärenwolle and by Miss Mothballs. And the pattern, as you might know, is from Argentina. So yeah, that was really fun, and I see a lot of people having fun with this also in the Ravelry-threads. So if you want to join, you can enter projects that you started July 1st, and you have to be finished by September 30th. So enter your stuff, go on chattering, join the group if you haven't already. I also went into that chatter thread because there are different chatter and finished objects thread just for convenience reasons. I forgot. You can also enter in both groups. So you can enter in my group and you can also enter in Tiffany's group. And that will give you the double chance to win something. We have planned yarn that is dyed by me and by Tiffany, and also project bags and patterns. And yeah, just you could go and check Tiffany's last or second to last episode, I'm not quite sure yet, and there you can see the yarn she dyed. I'm a little behind, but I will get on that tomorrow. Yeah, anyway, so I did the same thing. I entered the numbers from the chatter thread 3 to 33 into random.org, and it gave me number 17, and number 17 is Jeanette, which is Jeanette BR on Ravelry. Yeah, and congratulations, you also won a single pattern from my Ravelry store. So yeah, again, 2 weeks you can contact me, and if you haven't by 2 weeks from now, I will contact you and tell you that you won something, because I understand that people have stuff in their life to do that keeps them from watching podcasts regularly, because it also happens to me, but I prefer if you find out yourself. But if not, that's also totally fine. Yeah, so that's all for Knit Along news. I hope I have to show you some I can show you some prizes next week. Oh, and I forgot to say, for the Herbstblatt Along, Regina generously donated a skein of yarn from her shop, from the Herbstblatt Regina yarn shop, and this is really, really gorgeous yarn. So enter your project so that you have a chance to win this. Okay, so that's it for Knit Along, and I will see you in a bit with the live segment. Okay, so there is a ton of things going on in life right now. It's really, really busy, and starting last week after recording, on Friday my husband had his birthday. We didn't get a chance to celebrate on the day because he had to work, but we took the chance to celebrate later. So first on Saturday I went to Wuppertal for the Wupperstrick Nationwide, which is their big meeting once a year in August, where knitters from Wuppertal and from Stuttgart and Berlin and Cologne meet up in Wuppertal. And it was a really fun day. I met Kerstin again. We chatted a lot. We had some good food, some nice things to drink. And it was really fun. And that was Saturday. On Sunday then we did a surprise thing for my husband. So I teamed up with his sister, his dad, and a friend, and we planned a day to surprise him. So first we went to a little lake that is in the area here, and we didn't really know what I was thinking. I remembered it from the time I had been there before, that there is a little skate park on the other side of the lake. So he and his sister, they tried to to do some tricks there, because we are all, he and his sister, they are like beginners skaters. I'm more the person that if skating uses a longboard, they are more like doing both longboard and the conventional traditional skating, where you do all these tricks. So we were there for a little while, and after that we went to some place nearby that had laser tag. So we played laser tag for the first time. They played for the first time. I played it once before in the US, and I remembered it was quite fun. So I planned that we all go there and have some fun there. It was really, really, the first round was quite nice, but it was more exciting and more tiring than I had remembered. So that the next day, on Monday, we all felt very sore and we're just lying around and we're like, oh, we're getting so old. And so that was quite fun. Then there were also some personal things happening that are not that good, but we're kind of hanging in there and trying to sort things out. Some are really like difficult, some involve a little bit of organizing, and so just the normal crazy stuff happening. So that's all for last week, and this week tomorrow I want to dye up the yarn for the knit-along. I want to try to somehow sneak in the photo shoot for the Amentia cowl, the cowl I designed out of Herbstblatt Regina inside Ranger Garden. And apart from that, I will be watching the Olympics, which are quite late in the evening here. It's 5 hours. So we are 5 hours before Rio. So all the things that are happening in Rio 20 at 10 in the evening, like the swimming and stuff, happens here around 3 o'clock at night. So that is kind of disappointing, because all the swimming and stuff is a little late. So we always have to watch the reruns in the morning or something. But that's okay. So and with that, Cookie and I, we want to say goodbye. Have a lovely week. Enjoy the weather, and if you have summer where you are, enjoy it. We don't have any summer anymore. And see you next week. Bye.